All right, welcome everyone. We're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here for That Time I Got Reincarnated as a Slime, episode 17.
So,
Okay.
Milim has been introduced, and there's the whole deal with the Council of Demon Lords.
Yes, they have a group of them, and they are led by Dio-sama. I mean, I had to go there. I mean...
yeah, of course.
Yes,
and
indeed.
now that Milim has joined up with them, we're not exactly sure to what extent Milim has joined up with them, whether it's like a true alliance, or whether she's just following them around for kicks, or...
I think she wears her heart very much on her sleeve, and it's probably going to be just the, well, I like this, so I'm going to do this.
Just like her butt.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So now that we have, kind of an escalation in power balance here from the antagonist side of things, I could see things going a little bit more political, because you can't have just direct, fights with creatures like this that are all like way stronger than Rimuru.
Yeah.
So he's going to need to be more diplomatic, and I could find that as being a problem for them as a whole, because then they could start just enacting demands upon them. But maybe what will end up happening is that Rimuru will go and just start gathering just a large amount of alliances with others and stuff, to the point where it's not about actually individual power levels. It's all about, politically what
the
makes
power
the
of
most
Nakama.
sense.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. So it's gonna be interesting, y'all. Without further ado, let's get into this. All right, everyone, we're gonna start the episode in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, now. Ah, yes, the humans. Okay.
Indeed.
Ah. Yep, okay. Awesome.
All right.
Oh my god.
Wait.
Yes.
Yes.
Of course, because they've...
They have previous experience.
Exactly. Oh my god, just seeing them again, it's just like,
I can't wait to
they
see
still
them,
have the special items and everything they were given,
Right. But like, eventually they're gonna keep leveling up, whatever the equivalent is here. And it's gonna be funny to see them eventually be like, an archmage and a level 20 fighter and all that.
I feel like this show has to go in like a certain direction with one thing specifically, because since there's so many characters and such, what you end up with is kind of we have all our people, but we can't, an anime has a scene and they'll basically get each person a chance to give commentary on a specific thing. What it'll be is basically like the companion thing in an RPG, where it's like, okay, I need you to select
this mission's for you. This mission's for you.
Many companions. No. Not the sending them out on missions, because that'll happen. But I'm gonna go on a mission. I need to choose which companions to take with me.
Oh, sure, yeah.
And I'm curious to like what kind of stuff will inform that decision making process for Rimuru.
I mean, it's always gonna be Gobta as one of them, right?
Right, absolutely. Yeah. The actual god.
Where'd they get a school uniform?
They can make anything.
Well, good point.
Gabiru.
That was great.
That was awesome.
That was great.
Yeah. Okay. That seems like a really important plot point to just throw in there.
Yeah.
Whoa. Nice.
All right.
Hmm.
Okay. I love that Gobta is the example. The 1% divergence barrier.
Right.
You overcame it.
Yeah, exactly. Consume. Nice. He's
what
like,
did you do
You
exactly?
did nothing, yeah. So basically, he was the guinea pig on which to test it on because he got pulverized by Milim.
Yeah.
Oh.
Sure. But it's...
Ah!
Like Gobta.
Indeed.
Right, because that's all anyone really needs.
Right. Economics.
Yeah.
You don't have competing markets. I mean, that would be better for the consumers, but I don't know who are the...
Guilds might not be happy.
Yeah, maybe. Whoa! Cool!
No, it's nothing to worry about, you know.
Performance? Milim's just... Oh, a new guest. Okay.
Oh, okay. What, did he tell her to pull up her underwear?
Oh my god! Whoa. Yikes. Okay. Okay. Phobio.
Okay. Biscuiteers.
Yeah. Oh! So he is just a punk, and
yeah,
Milim's now slightly more likable now.
You angered the little girl.
I mean,
that was some cool sound effects.
Dubstep.
Yeah.
Hey, she limited the she kind of limited the damage.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Yeah, we might have just accidentally gone to war. Safer. It neutralizes out. Oh! Wait, She got her lunch anyway?
I guess, because she was about to do something more violent.
I guess so.
That's a great way to reinforce behavior.
Oh!
This is true.
This music. Oh. Oh, so maybe this is breakfast.
Sure.
She's just treasuring what food she does have. All right, nice.
Makes sense. I mean, I could, but...
Hey,
all right.
Information, good.
Why not? Okay. This is true.
Well done, Rimuru. Well done. Yes, yes.
Good point. Bribes. There you go.
Too easy. He's just like, yep, yeah. Yeah, Clayman is Dio. Yeah. Oh, okay. Okay. But Leon wasn't in that mix there.
Mm-hmm.
So this is their own quartet, you know? Okay. No, you do the swallowing, Rimuru. I'm sorry.
Exactly.
Oh, whoa.
Okay.
Wow, okay. We got a serious map finally. And it kind of looked like a bulkier Japan.
Oh, we got a survey corps. Yeah. Do you think maybe he's compensating for something?
Ah!
All right.
Yep. A night spider.
Don't you dare disobey that order.
With casters and support people in the middle behind them there. Buff me, please.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do an awesome.
Gobta! Yes!
Gobta! One shot the spider!
Shot. Yeah.
Yes!
Uh-huh.
Yes! Oh my god! It's like crab, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh. Mm-hmm.
Oh, right.
Oh, do they recognize her?
I think so.
Yeah. Everyone asked the same question.
Uh-huh.
Yes, indeed.
Good point.
Yes.
They don't know what's going on.
Right. Mm. How would you do that?
Right.
Just give us a job to help you with, I guess, but that's still... Oh, let them stay here. There
Sure.
You go. Yeah. I somehow doubt that. Oh, nice. What?
Why?
Oh, this is how he's a ally of humans. He's giving the credit.
Well, and also, yeah, it builds them up, but it also could potentially throw the demon lords off.
Sure. interesting decision. I'm curious to see how it's going to play out.
When will he get asked to defeat another demon lord?
So wholesome.
Yep.
Oh, dang.
Wow.
Okay.
This is that safe nation.
Yep. Nice.
All right.
To look like champion.
Yeah.
All right. Cool.
Power leveling time.
Mm-hmm. Ah, yes. Oh, one of the masked people? Harlequin? Okay. Okay. So many names.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, an eeriness. What? Around Rimuru? Oh, investigation. Okay. Oh, they have one of those stones as well.
Gotcha.
Charybdis? Charybdis? Whoa. Whoa. The music is very dramatic.
Ominous.
Heavy piano, yeah.
They're gonna have to fight a flying whale.
Is it that thing in the OP that we've been seeing a lot?
Okay.
Huh. So they tied it back potentially also to the fire that was started in our world that potentially could have caused what's her name to be transported across. Because didn't that fire seem like to be coming across like above a human city? Like a
right, because it was during World War II, I think.
Yes.
But
during the fire bombings on Japan.
Yeah.
But it almost seemed like that was the cause of the fire stuff. It was a big flying creature. It didn't even look like a dragon. It looked more like a flying like fortress almost.
I mean, that would be interesting if they did something where there was some sort of planar shifting monster that is like what brings people over.
Possibly.
But
I mean, now
but it
here's
also
the thing.
could have just been like planes in the sky.
Yeah, exactly. And what we were shown there, that city and stuff isn't really relevant in the grand scheme of things. It's just showcasing its capacity for destruction on some area. And it's not ever been to our world, you know?
Right.
But yeah, I'll show you the thing I'm talking about in the opening once this is over. Okay, so interesting episode. We got a lot of build-up, I would say, in the world setting for how people are responding to the Jura Tempest Federation existing.
Milim was surprisingly less annoying this episode.
A lot less.
Much more bearable.
Yeah.
Whether that was because they introduced, other punks basically to have her give the beat down to, who knows.
Yeah, I think what it was a combination of that and just the aspect of that Rimuru has got a firm handle on how to basically deal with her.
Right.
And it makes me, I'd say, appreciate Rimuru a lot more in just that you can have this chaotic, neutral or, one of those annoying chaotic neutral characters around that's just kind of a general kind of chaos bringer,
nuisance,
and yet he's just like, nah, I've got a firm leash around this one,
and like it does me a lot of good personally that they switched the outfits, because I really hated that outfit. Like I really hated it. Now she might go back to that at some point, like maybe that's her battle uniform or something, I don't know, because got to get that full protection. But
yeah. In this world, there doesn't seem to be any need for armor because everyone has magical auras or just hit points that are arbitrary based on their actual like attire or what have you.
Sure.
Which is unfortunate, but it's a magical fantasy land, so
exactly.
Who cares? Big thing this episode is that Milim was also the one that just for kind of as a joke made the Orc Lord Geld, essentially, she basically twisted Gelmud around to doing her bidding to make this whole thing happen. That's like,
yeah, and even if she was working with other people as well, like that's
other demon lords,
yeah, because they said there were the 4 demon lords that
that
were working together.
But this was her will. She decided to do that. It was her doing that did that. While they might have had a different reason as to why, it still feels like. It
was something that they all agreed to have happen,
but she actually did it in the episode. They explained that she was the one that actually did the deed by which to make Gelmud enact this plan, which I just find to be like kind of surprising. It's
must
like
have missed that. Well, because I got the whole thing of her saying like, oh yeah, because bored.
Right before that was her. They're asking, why did you do that? Well, because I was bored. So she was the one that did that.
Oh, okay. But with what's happening, they've started to continue making alliances. They've opened up the world a bit more so that we know about some other nations that are out there, and the connections are being formed and stuff. That's good. And it's one of those things where it's like it's build up, and it also can feel kind of like not any true progress is being made because we don't necessarily know what those people in particular contribute, but the whole idea of the trade routes through the Jura Forest and everything, that was really cool. I like that. The details that they put in there for the economical side of things, of the potions and all that stuff, that was nice. I appreciated that.
Okay. The nations essentially recognizing Rimuru and their group as legitimate is something that I think while it doesn't seem to, like you're saying, like it doesn't seem to have much immediate implications now, what it does is creates the, I would say kind of the culture around believing certain things about these monsters and stuff.
Sure.
And what they did this episode, what I thought was probably the biggest like surprise of all, was they had Rimuru gave the credit for defeating the Orc Lord to this new guy.
Right. Just
now it's
some
like
rando, basically.
Now the reason for that, I think, being something where you build up, if anything, the mystery of Rimuru a little bit more, but it still also gives the credit to someone else entirely, showcases how selfless in a lot of ways Rimuru is surrounding his ego. Like he doesn't really care about being seen as the great Rimuru Tempest. If anything, I think his only real flaw is that he's kind of a responsibility avoider. But in episodes like this, we see him actually taking the act of not wanting to be responsible for something as a positive for benefiting an alliance. It's something that, while, you know, this is a, you know, kind of meta story about what would happen if a guy from, you know, the neat world was basically given the opportunity to be the main overpowered protagonist in a video game. Doing something like that is something that doesn't seem like would be on the typical like options in a video game. It's something where he's basically generating his own choices, and people are just like, whoa, this is really cool. And
it's choices that go in line with what you would expect from just sort of, you know, some generic neat type character of both, you know, avoiding responsibility but also finding smart tactical ways to circumvent problems, you know.
I just saw it as a primarily benevolent thing. There's some tactics in there for sure about the buildup of Rimuru, but it's primarily a thing that if he wanted to do that, he could have given it to anyone. But him choosing specifically this mercenary,
this new acquaintance,
this new acquaintance is basically him saying like you knew the other guy that was the
Vesta.
Yeah, no, not Vesta. The one that came with the guy that was the scout leader. The guy who came, he didn't come with them. He came with the three bumbling adventurers.
Yes.
Why didn't he give it to him?
Right, probably just because he didn't seem like the type that would be a champion. And, you know, people know that he's the negotiator, trader, guild master, you know, class or whatever.
But he did seem to have a little bit of that edgy badass kind of thing him and stuff. So I think Rimuru did it as kind of a thing of like, well, if anything, I'm just going to give it to someone who's essentially a nobody. I'm going to make them into champions. Because one of the things that the whole naming thing reminds me of is someone essentially giving value to those that society is basically deemed no value.
Yeah.
And all the monsters make up the majority of the people in this, you know, alliance and stuff. And so everyone comes in and goes, ugh, a slime has no value. Why are you all taking answers from a slime? And gets bopped on the head. You know? Because there's this idea that Rimuru is the one that gives the value.
Right.
He is the protagonist, the main character, so that kind of helps. But also, by naming all of them like this, I see this as a pseudo-naming.
Right.
It's not the...
it's not giving a literal name, it's giving a name, you know, an idea, a title. It's, you know...
He's building a legend in the same way that we make fun of Gobta for being eventually building himself up into this legend as kind of a meme. But this character is one that Rimuru essentially said, yeah, you want to be a legend?
Cool. Let's make it happen.
Well, no, like he didn't like it was almost as if he asked him, like, would you like to be a legend? He didn't like even like just say like this is going to happen whether you like it or not. He even gave him the opportunity to reject it, which I just find like, wow, like this is a really wholesome show with a very wholesome main character that just seems overtly so, and yet you were saying, it's tactical. It makes sense on some other levels.
It's creatively solving a problem of, you know, like, because all those conversations, you know, about him being a slime and stuff would get pretty annoying after a while. It's like, okay, you got to figure out a way to get past that so you can actually, you know, do some meaningful things with all these other people that are near you. And this is a great way to do it.
Yeah. Only other really big thing was the buildup of this monster.
Right.
So, okay, in the OP, they have this big, flying, one-eyed, toothed, like, weird wings and interesting tail kind of shaped thing. But it didn't seem to be a fire beast of any kind. And we double-checked the scene where they showed it building up with, like, the city in flames underneath it. And that was clearly a medieval city and stuff like that. Yeah. So that was this world, not our world.
And I suppose they don't necessarily have to go into detail of how the fire got started, because it could just be flavor, you know, of like, oh, it causes destruction, and then there was something maybe that started the fires, or it could be some fire-breathing crazy dragon pseudo whatever.
Yeah, it just seemed to be like its own creation. Like I don't see any crossover from some other fantasy archetypal mythical creature as of yet.
Right. Well, one thing that this is maybe a crackpot crazy theory, but I could see it being something where maybe that was created by Cromwell. Because Cromwell we've established to be hyper competent and a demon lord, and there is this idea that demon lords are not necessarily equal in terms of power,
and he does all in the same alliance,
right? Like, and the fact that he does not associate with other demon lords is interesting because the other demon lords they at least they have their whole non-aggression treaty,
right?
But then they also work on stuff together, and that's kind of an acknowledgement that there are things that they could not do on their own. Yes. Right? So the fact that Cromwell, seemingly, as far as we know, does everything on his own.
Yeah.
He must be kind of a badass. And if they wanted to have a way to tie into Cromwell, this could be a way that they do it. Because with the fact that they are introducing these different demon lords and stuff, they in a lot of ways feel like stepping stones to Cromwell, but because they don't have any association thus far, other than the fact that they're all demon lords, but they don't they're not in contact, it doesn't seem. I wonder how are they going to do that? And that could potentially be a way. It doesn't have to be, but
they talked about also basically reviving it or resurrecting this creature, and Clayman, I believe that's his name, gave kind of a wait, what? Like that's a little like what? And now the little Harlequin spy scout whatever talked about kind of how this is all something that they'll handle, but Clayman said like I need you to go grab a seal so that we can tame this thing. Right now here's what I'm predicting is that you're right, this is something from someone else, could be Cromwell, but if they're thinking about resurrecting it or bringing it back and then trying to tame it and stuff, I would like to see that fail. See an epic fight maybe between some of the demon lords and this thing, and then basically have the threat be not about which characters are going to die because this world boss creature thing comes about, but more so that it's a creature that will just wantonly destroy in the same way that the orc horde had that kind of, it will swallow up everything in its path. This is something that will just obliterate everything in its path, and that ties into the whole thing that Rimuru said to kind of build this up even more. If there's a storm coming that will swallow up everything that we built here, everything that in this town,
right?
And I think this creature provides a perfect kind of MMO, like, moving world boss kind of thing that we could have all of our characters that we've introduced thus far fight it by the end of the season.
Potentially even some of the enemies.
Potentially some of the enemies
we could have that be a team up moment, and that could work and have it be pretty cool, because I doubt, I get the feeling that at some point, at least, there will be additional demon lords that work with Rimuru, even if some of them end up being enemies until they die or whatever.
Right.
I don't think the ones that will end up working with Rimuru will just require a tablespoon of honey.
Right.
I think they'll require a little bit more.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And something like helping slay this thing together could be a good means for that.
Yeah.
And also, like, when you have this many characters, you can't have them all realistically involved in the combats or the conflicts as a whole.
Right, unless
the conflicts are like 3 seconds long.
Or if it's one thing and it's just, all right, 2nd Brigade, unleash the magic.
That's my point, is that it would have to be something that could take actually all of them,
right,
without instantly destroying all of them, because they're all so much weaker.
Right.
So this kind of fits that role. And also, it got me a little bit excited for it, because we saw, it was just a briefing about the little wedge formation thing of all the people there, and you had then the casters and the healers and all that in the middle.
Oh,
just like
buffing up the person at the front of the V formation. Yep,
that was fantastic.
And then, of course, it was fantastically flipped on its head and subverted by Gobta just running in and whack.
One shot.
But having stuff like that for this thing, That would be fantastic.
Yeah. On a scale worthy of the armies, the literal armies Rinuru has gathered. So that would be legit.
Yeah.
So guys, if you want to see the next episode's reaction right now, go check out the link in the description below for our Patreon. You can get on early access there. Any level support gets you access to our Discord, where you can chat with us about stories or just hang out and talk about whatever. And if any of that interests you, we'll see you there. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you all next time.